Today I'm going to be talking to a lovely young girl, Sarah Affonso of the Braid Crusade donation. And I'm so excited to be doing this, I cannot tell you. A year ago, my daughter's partner, Umang Mehta, had donated his hair, and I was so inspired by him that I started wanting to donate my hair. And then it was a lockdown, and my hair was really long, and the people that I wanted to donate to. Anyway, it's a long story, and I was going to cut it on the 29th of July, and the 28th night, just before going to bed, this lovely video pops up of this wonderful girl, and lo and behold, I could donate my hair. I'm so happy, and let me get Sarah on right now. Waiting for her to come on. I just love it, when things are synchronized like this, serendipity. It's amazing how the universe, how God looks after you.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, hi,
Hi.
hi.
Thank you so much for having me on and for that super sweet introduction.
Thank you for coming. It's just, I can't believe how I found you.
I
Really.
know. It was fate.
I was so disturbed that I was going to cut my hair the next day on my mother's birthday, and I had nowhere to donate it to. And
I
so
know.
it's literally like God gifted you to me.
I know because the video came out and then I think that evening you reached out to me and you were like, oh, I was thinking of donating and I was so happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah, so here we are, and your mom set it up so well. You set it up so well, she told me. So, okay, fine. So, before we talk about what you're doing right now,
Yeah.
tell me how you got inspired to do this. And you will send me all the links so that people can donate their hair if they like,
Yes, I will.
right?
And
So, tell me
actually,
what
this
happened.
account that I'm using, if they go
Yes.
straight to this account, they can find all the details and stuff.
Okay. The Braid
Yeah.
Crusade donation.
Yes, the Braid Crusade donation. Now, I made a
Okay.
mistake in the video that I made earlier. I actually started this in October of 2018, not last,
Yes.
so 2 years ago.
2 years
Um,
ago.
and it started for two reasons. Primarily because so my mom used to work with Cardinals Foundation,
I'm just
and
switching off the air conditioner,
oh, that's
sorry.
absolutely okay. Okay, and what
Yeah.
happened was I had this conversation with an oncologist, and he mentioned to me that 90% of girls, especially in rural areas, don't actually go back to school after they lose their hair due to like chemotherapy and radiotherapy. So, I mean, I understand because being a teenage girl, I understand how important my hair is to me. I mean, I love my hair and I can't imagine losing all of it and then having to face this big world. So not only am I facing this like debilitating disease, I also have to face the world without like my crown per se. You know what I mean?
Yes, you've got beautiful
And
hair.
so, thank you. I do crazy things with it, as you can see.
It's
But
lovely.
yeah, and so I said in this country where it's not unknown or it's not it's a known fact that girls, especially in rural areas, find it very hard to obtain an education. It is a challenge. We all know it.
Yes,
A lot of
yes,
people don't discuss it, but it's true.
yes,
And I realized that I didn't want girls losing their hair to be another barrier for them not going to school. You know, you should not have to lose out on that education because your family or you are embarrassed, you know.
Wow, how
And so that's
lovely.
why I started it. But it's also because my mom is a hairstylist and I see these women coming into the salon getting these makeovers and cutting off so much hair that goes straight into the waste bin.
Yes,
I was like, there has to be something we can do with this hair. We can't
yes,
just throw it away, you know. So that's
yeah.
why. Yeah.
Okay, that's a lovely reason. And how did you meet this oncologist?
So as I mentioned, my mom used to like do these visits to Cuddles Foundation,
Yes.
and over there, that's where I met them.
Okay, okay, that's lovely. So your mom's too good, yeah. Okay, now tell me, what is the chain? So they come there, they get their hair cut, And then what happens next?
So essentially, it started out with me telling people to, come to Colleen's salon, cut your hair. So my mom and I actually collaborated, and she was giving free haircuts to people that were donating. So we were doing free haircuts, free styling, if you came and donated. And as this started blowing up, more and more people started following my Instagram. I actually got the chance to speak at JV Pettit School, and they donate. I got 43 donations from that school, which was
Wow.
amazing. Those girls were great. And once the word started getting out, I started getting messages from people in Haryana, people in Delhi, people in Dubai, people in London, asking me how they can donate. And it was so great. So then I started saying, if you can either follow a YouTube tutorial or go to a salon that knows the regulations, why don't you cut your hair and then mail it to me? So now a lot of people, especially during the virus and stuff, all they're doing is they're couriering their hair to me, which is very convenient.
Yes,
But
it is.
yeah,
It's so convenient. I couldn't believe it. I rang up your mom. I said, listen, I'm sending my hair now. It was just such a joy for me. I can't tell you. God bless
right?
you. And then what happens? So mom collects the hair, and then the
Yes, we
next.
collect the hair, and so a lot of people aren't really aware of the fact that it takes at least 15 to 20 braids to make one wig. You
Yeah.
know, so like a lot of people assume that one braid makes a wig and stuff, because I've gotten so many questions about things like this, but it's not. It takes actually 15 to 20 wigs. I mean,
Wow.
sorry, 15 to 20
Braids.
braids. Right.
Yes.
So once we collect the hair, we try and collect at least 10 or 15 before sending it to the lady that makes the wigs.
Okay.
And so we send it to her. She is in Andheri, okay? And she makes these wigs. So there's an entire process where it's sanitized, then it's categorized based on like type of hair, hair color, various things. And then she passes them on to underprivileged girls who are basically facing hair loss due to their treatment. Um,
Okay.
but I do know that every step of the process is there's like it's completely non-profit. So we do the haircuts for free if you come to us. The
Yes.
great thing is the woman who makes the wigs, she does them free of cost as well. And then
Wow.
we pass them on to the girls free of cost, because a real hair
Wow.
wig costs 25,000 to 50,000
Yes, they
rupees.
can't afford it.
It's unrealistic. How can you imagine, like how can it be that people in these areas and stuff, especially those that are suffering, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, and it has to be 12 inches. The plait has to be 12 inches.
So when it's so you as you know, like when we braid hair, it becomes a little shorter. So it's
Yes,
8 to 12 inches of braided hair.
8 to 12 inches. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. 10 to 12, sorry, no, 8 to 10 inches of braided hair. And when your
Yes.
hair is open, 10 to 12 inches, because it tends to be longer.
Okay, that's for everybody who wants to please be inspired. Please
Yeah.
donate your hair. I mean, it's going to grow back, and you're going to do such a wonderful favor to so many people. We get rare opportunities like this to help. And I just loved what you said in your video, that don't just post a black and white picture, actually mean it. Actually mean that you want to support women, that you want to
Right.
support people in need right now. And there are so many.
And I think it's great. The picture, I think some people took it as slightly negative, because they thought I was sort of being negative towards
Dissing.
women.
No,
But I wasn't.
no.
I was saying, great, post your picture, but along with it, maybe talk about something that inspires you. Maybe
Yes,
reach out to other women that need your help. That's what I was trying
yes,
to advocate. So,
yes.
I think my message was, if you talk about empowering women, maybe do something about it. That's all my
I,
message was.
yeah, it's a beautiful message. Not don't just talk about it.
Yeah.
Do some
Take
action as
action.
well.
Definitely. I
Yes, I
definitely think,
agree with you.
yeah.
I think it's brilliant. I think you're just adorable, really. I tell you, I'm so happy God put you in my life. Seriously.
Thank you.
I really feel like that. Okay, so now, what have you been doing the past 100 days?
Oh my
Over
God.
100 days
I
now.
think it's definitely over 100 days. I've been
It
in
is.
heavy lockdown since March. So that's quite a while. I'm
Yeah.
actually a homebody, and I mean, okay, if you ask any of my friends, they'll tell you I don't really go out much,
Yeah.
and I'm not that social. I'm pretty reluctant. So I haven't been having a hard time. I'm pretty happy by myself.
Yes.
I do. Oh, so here's one thing. I want to study film in the future, and I've been using my time very productively by watching a lot of movies that I think are very relevant, very important things I may want to bring up in class when I do leave for university. So I've been watching a lot of films. I've been hanging out with my parents, who I'm going to be like leaving soon. So I've been spending a lot of time with them. I've been learning how to bake, how to cook different things. I'm not that great, but I've been trying. Yeah.
The laundry, have you learned the laundry?
Oh, that's a big thing.
Please
I
learn
think I'm
it.
pretty familiar, but
Okay.
I think maybe once I'm there, I'll really put my skills to the test, you know.
And laundry and cleaning the loo. That's a very
Yeah,
important
absolutely.
one.
Especially during these times, I have to be so careful in this new
Yes.
where I'm going. So
Yes. So
yeah.
are you going to be in a dorm or oh, and cutting hair, says your mom. Learn to cut
Oh,
hair.
I actually have learned how to cut hair by her. So
Okay.
I learned to
All
cut
right.
hair, and I thought like that's a good like side hustle. Like, why
That
are
is a
you
good side hustle.
I'm gonna like get
Excellent.
that extra cash in
Yeah,
by
yeah,
cutting hair, because so I know that in Paris it's so expensive. That's why I'm going to Paris, and it's so expensive to get a haircut. So if I can
yeah,
just like, it's at least 20 euros. I know, if not more, for the more
yeah.
expensive. So if I cut a deal and I'm like, okay, 15 euros for a haircut, I know I'm gonna get people like listening up. So
Shania says you cut her hair.
yes, I did actually. She's one of my best friends, and she
Okay.
very willingly let me cut her hair. I don't know how she trusted me to do it, because that was like one of the first people I was cutting, and her haircut turned out so good. It did.
Oh,
I'm
that's
not gonna
good.
lie.
Okay, so that's excellent. And what made you choose Paris? So she's going to the American University in Paris to study film and creative writing. Is that
Yes,
right? Film
yes,
and
that.
creative writing.
So I've been brought up in a house that has always been very supportive of my more artistic, my more creative side, which I was so lucky. Like, I was so lucky. Like, I know I was the only kid in my school that dropped all the sciences in like grade 9. I was the
Okay.
only one. And I think I was really lucky, because my parents didn't think twice before letting me do it. They said, you do whatever you want. And so I've always been brought up to appreciate the arts, appreciate good films, good music, good theater. And I think I chose Paris, and I chose a European country particularly. Number
Yes.
one, because I like to go slightly off the beaten path, not going to the States, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Also, Europe is so rich in terms of culture and food and
Absolutely.
history, and I'm drawn towards that.
Yes.
And Paris is home to some of the greatest filmmakers, and France, greatest filmmakers, greatest
Yes.
films. And I think there's no better place to be. So
I
that's why,
agree.
yeah.
And you can travel all over Europe from there and go to the most
Oh, I've been
amazing
talking to like
places.
different, absolutely, I'm talking to different like roommates and stuff, and they're
Yeah.
already thinking of different places we can go for the weekend, and it's so cheap. You
Wow.
just get on a train and you're in Germany, or you get on a like, it's
Yes.
crazy. So yeah.
Wow. And mom can also come. It's closer for her. And mom says you cut her hair as well.
Oh yeah, I did actually. So my mom's hair I've only cut once, but my dad, I've given
Okay.
him 3 haircuts over the course of the
Oh.
lockdown, and he's really happy. So
Okay,
I'm
good.
happy,
Yeah,
you
so
know.
that's excellent.
Yeah,
Okay, so tell me something, Sarah.
yeah.
What would be your three rules or three mantras for life?
Okay. Something that I'm very, very adamant on is to be a positive person and surround yourself with positive people. I feel like that's so important. And I've learned this at a very young age, because I feel like high school is a time which is really tough. I know a lot of
Yes,
people say, like, oh, if I could go back to my high school years and stuff. But like, while you're a high school student, a lot of people like underestimate the kind of pressure you go through, whether it's in school or at home and stuff. And I think the most important thing is to surround yourself with friends who are very supportive of you, building you up. And so that's one thing, staying positive and surrounding
yes,
yourself
positive.
with people.
Second,
Another mantra is to stay fit. I know this
yes.
sounds so silly, and
No, it
so when
is.
it is, and
It
if
is. It is.
you wouldn't catch me saying this maybe 2 years ago, because I hated working out and I didn't like the gym. But then I joined this gym, Anti-Gravity, which is in Car near my house. And I started working out and I got into this like rhythm. And then I realized the effect that it had on like my mental health and how I was doing in school and different things like that. And I realized how your body and mind have such a strong connection, and
Yes.
how a healthy body has an effect on a healthy mind. So I think that's another thing, staying fit. And the third thing, I think just to just generally just like love yourself,
Oh,
because
yes.
um, I feel like that's so important. And a lot of people, especially now today on social media, you're seeing, I mean, from personal experience, I see pictures of these girls setting unrealistic standards when it comes to your body and your hair and your face. I think it's just
Yeah,
so important to love yourself, the way you are, honestly.
I agree with you. Wow, amazing. And what does hope mean to you? The word
Hope
hope?
means like second chances, giving yourself second chances, giving yourself as many chances as you need to achieve what you want. Hope is also looking forward to the future. I know a lot of people are fearful of the future
Yes.
and fearful of what's to come. I think definitely just being positive about what's to come, looking forward, and putting out that positive energy, because that's so important. Staying hopeful,
I
yeah.
agree.
That's how we
I
make it stick.
agree. I agree because, see, courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. Courage
Yeah,
means you're willing to take the step.
definitely.
Courage means you're willing to take the step. So the
Yeah,
future is who none of us know what's going to happen,
yeah,
but we
and
have to be prepared to take that step.
for sure. And like,
Isn't?
I feel like so many people, like, if you live your life in fear, it's never going to manifest into anything. So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And how will you support the Braid Crusade when you go to Paris?
So I think I'm lucky because a lot of
Mom.
my communication, a lot of my following comes through social media, which I can manage wherever I am in the world. And a lot of people are asking me, but I'm definitely going to be continuing it while I'm there, and hopefully maybe
Great.
tying up with my university while I'm there, get people in Paris to start donating.
Yes.
Um, but I'm also looking for people in Bombay, um, but not. I'm looking for like school going people, like school in like different schools, to try and promote it within their different schools. So if anyone watching here wants to like maybe DM me after this and you're interested in carrying on the Braid Crusade in your school, I think I'm looking for that.
Okay.
But
I'll
yeah,
also send messages to people that I know.
yeah, yeah.
Networking now, India. So they
Mm-hmm.
have a big
Isn't that
network of
sound?
people. That's Shan, yeah. So I'll tell her and I'll tell some JB Pettit teachers. I'll speak
Mm-hmm.
to some cathedral teachers, my
Yeah,
side of town, South Bombay. And I'll definitely, if any teachers are watching this, please, please, please
yeah. Talk to
help
your
and do
students.
something. Yeah, and I'll definitely keep promoting you, not just now. I'll be in touch with you when you go and keep putting up things here and there for sure,
Thank you. I'd
for
love that.
sure. Because don't stop, because I think it's just wonderful, you
Thank
know. And the thing is that we don't think about it, but
Yeah, we
it's
don't.
like look at me. I've had long hair for so long, and I got inspired by my daughter's partner. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
would have done this long ago. So we need to keep waking up to this.
Yeah, and I think especially when it comes to problems like cancer,
Yes,
a lot of people think about like monetary donations, because you know I know that as when I was a teenager, so many times I'd watch these like people with tons of money make like these massive changes in the world, and I used to be like, oh, I can't do that, and there's nothing I can
yes,
do on a personal level. And so
yes.
another reason I started this, excuse me, sorry, another reason I started this, there was a fly, was because it was something I could do myself. And I know so many people that have messaged me saying, thank you, because I feel like it was personal, like it came from me. I didn't have to ask my parents for money to donate to a
Yes.
charity, or I didn't have to it's something that comes from you. And so that's another reason, because people feel like they've actually made a difference without having to, make any monetary donation. So
That's why I feel so connected to you and I love you so much because the same thing happened with Cope with Hope. I found
Right.
that people had money, they were doing so much. I couldn't do all that. And I just prayed to God and said, show me what I can do. And then one day
Yeah.
I woke up and I, so yeah, it's important to do whatever you can do in your capacity.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No matter how scary it may be.
Oh, so many people, I see them after their haircuts and they're like, they I can't believe, because actually 8 inches is a lot of hair, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it's also liberating. I feel like I've never had long hair, like super long hair. I've always had short hair because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's just a liberating experience. I don't know.
Yeah, it
I
is.
just,
It is. It's mine. I cut 13.5 inches. I
you
sent the
cut
other
off a
day to
lot
mom.
of hair, but your haircut looks so great. So,
Yeah,
it's a nice change. So that's
it's a
good.
nice change, and I will grow it again to donate because I
Yeah.
think if as long as I
Thank you.
can, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. And like
You
I said,
know?
so many people go, like especially during these COVID quarantine times, there were so many people just cutting off so much hair and they were looking for these like makeovers and I was like, okay, so donate your hair, and I got so many
Yeah.
donations during this time because
Yes.
number one, everyone's facing like monetary setbacks with like their jobs and stuff. So everyone's looking for something to do, but can't
Yes.
maybe donate that money. So in both ways, it worked
Yeah.
out.
And especially that you say 8 to 10, and we'll just write down. Will you send me a message
Yeah,
exactly the amount,
I
and
will.
I'll pin it down. Okay. So before we end, tell me something that we can end with some last minute Sarah isms for the audience.
Terrorism. I don't know what to say. I think maybe just if there's something you can do to change someone's life or change the way someone feels about themselves, do it, because you don't understand, like people, I think especially like in our day and age, people don't talk about what they're going through. There's
Right.
this facade on social media and no one talks about what's really bothering them, what's going on. And I feel like it's just a very lonely society and community, and so we need to talk more, we need to talk about things that are bothering us, and if you see something that's bothering someone, make a difference. Ask them how their day was. Ask them if there's anything you can do for them, because it really matters. So that's
Yes,
the Sarahism.
I agree with you. Ask them how
Yeah,
they're doing.
talk.
And
Yeah.
if you need to talk, talk. Don't keep it all bottled inside.
Yeah.
And please, when we finish this video and I post it on IGTV, do put your comments down. Please like, please share. And if you have any questions, write them, and between us we will answer them.
Yeah, we definitely will. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, darling. It was lovely
Okay.
talking to
Thank
you.
you. It was so great talking to you. Thank you for reaching out.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Colleen. Love you. You have an amazing daughter. Bye.
Bye.